Hi guys, this is Moomal and welcome to Happy Hearts.
Hi, this is Dr. Chetna. Welcome back to yet another interesting topic that we have for everyone today. And this is something that I think strains all of us. It's something that we're always complaining about. We're always short of it. And, we're always saying, थोड़ा सा और time होता या थोड़ा सा और, only if I had, only if I could do more in the day, or only if I could be more productive, or why am I always running? And that's exactly what we have for you today, where we are going to. Yes, come in, Moomal.
So, yes, we do cry about it a lot, but what I want to share with all of you is no, it's just a myth. We are not running short of time. We are not running short of whatever we have in hand. 24 hours that we get, everybody has the same amount of time. It's not about having time, actually, it's about making time for the tasks that you have in hand, right? So, but another thing, a very sad and a very interesting fact that I want to share with all of you is that studies show that only 10% of the total population feel that they're in control of how they are spending their time, right? So everybody, all of us have that time, but we are not being able to make time for what we have in hand to be completed. So that is what we are going to talk about today, guys. It's about time management, something that all of us need to learn. Even you and I, we've been practicing it, we've been teaching it, preaching it, but we also need to, edit a few things in life to be able to manage time better.
Absolutely. And, adding to your point, we're always, probably, this is a statement we tend to make, that time's deciding what we do. Time takes control of our life. Time batata hai hame kab kya karna hai. But if we just turn around this statement in a way where we say, let us take control of that rather than that taking control of us, because finally time is just ticking. Time is just there on your clock, ticking every second, but it's just about how we are how we are organizing ourselves, how we are managing this small element.
You need to run the day and not the day is running you. It shouldn't be like that. So that is the first point, or the first thing that you have to have in mind to be able to manage your
absolutely time. And to be it's not like you have to be a successful time manager, but what we need to probably focus upon is managing ourselves. And the minute we've managed ourselves, we've managed that clock. And like you pointed out, that each one of us has 24 hours. Just because I worked really hard, God doesn't grant me an extra second for the day ki chalo aaj to main bonus diya. So you have 24, I have 24 hours in a day, and how we are making the max of it, which obviously just does not talk about work all day. But if we if there's this, so it's very interesting small activity that I remember doing, and that tends to work for everyone, I think, because wo aap customize kar sakte ho, because time is your own customized template that you have. So whether it's a student, a professional, an adult, a parent, I think each one of us can make use of it. So it's like, you just draw like 24 boxes on a sheet of page, and those are just representing the 24 hours we have in a day. And kuch boxes to bahut demanding hote hain, they take their space away. For example, some 7-8 hours of sleep, so you're just chucking out 7 hours from those 24 hours. You need, let's say, what about 1 hour, 2 hours in a day for bathing and eating. So those are routine tasks we can't do away with. So once we put all these things there, we keep taking out boxes, that's when we realize what's the productive time that we have. And sometimes it's surprising, hum sochte are pura din nikal gaya, but we actually realize that there is a good amount of time that we can use for now doing everything that is not taking the typical day away from us. There's so much more that we can do with the day. And I think I will ask Moomal to come in to give some tips on how this.
Again, continuing on that, when we mindfully and consciously tick on those blocks, the very most important thing these days is scrolling through the internet, through social media, all of that. That takes a lot of time and energy of our lives, and that is where, this is just a small part of it that we need to improve. Of course, not everybody is always scrolling, but even 10 minutes of useless scrolling is a lot of time wasted. right? So this entire activity, basically the square thing that you've spoken about, teaches us how to, it actually consciously we get to know कि हमने कितना time waste किया. जो हम कर रहे हैं वो तो हम कर रहे हैं, बट अगर आप कॉन्शियसली वो चीजें भी मार्क्स बॉक्स में टिक कर रहे हो कि मैंने इतना टाइम स्क्रोलिंग में लगा दिया या इतना टाइम सिर्फ डे ड्रीमिंग में लगा दिया, व्हिच इज अ गुड थिंग बाय द वे, बट स्टिल. So yeah, so all of that really helps us. And another thing is, when you talk about managing time in terms of, self management and all of that, the first most important thing that I feel personally, what I teach my clients is being organized. And I'll give you a very, very small example. For example, when you go for swing in for a shower, basically, अगर आपका body wash, face wash, everything is in place. When you're out of the bathroom, अगर आपका cupboard is in place, वही टाइम जो अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड कबर्ड से कपड़े निकालने में आपको रेडी होने में लगता है, you will save on that time, right? So being organized that way saves a lot of time. All right. And on that note, there's a small tip that I want to share with everybody. Please start your day with making your own bed. That is where the change starts.
I think it starts from there.
Yeah, right, it does. So,
and sometimes we tend to overblow these tasks. Bed be, like you said, make your bed when you wake up. We are like, oh my god, it's going to take so long. Map it by your clock. It does not take more than 30 seconds, at max a minute or two to make the bed. And I think that also takes me to a very interesting phenomena where, again, for students, there's so much of rush because your time is not just to do with the school hours that you're spending. Aap school se bhagte daudte aate ho, you just grab a meal, then you're running for your tuition, then you're coming back, you have a homework to submit tomorrow. So it's not like, I've often heard adults say, abhi to tum bacche ho, tumhe kuch nahi pata, pressure kya hota hai. But it's not like, they are not struggling to manage time. And, that's where it's also very important that, sometimes we are so constantly running after the fact of multitasking, but कहीं ना कहीं हमें थोड़ा पॉज करके सोचना चाहिए कि आर वी एक्चुअली रनिंग आफ्टर क्वालिटी और आर वी रनिंग आफ्टर क्वांटिटी, बिकॉज ऑफन द रीजन वी आर नॉट एबल टू मैनेज टाइम इज बिकॉज वी आर रनिंग टू डू सो मच इन अ डे दैट होता क्या है, हमने 10 चीजें लिख रखी हैं आज के लिए, हमने 8 किया, लेकिन वो जो 2 नहीं किए ना, दे आर द वंस व्हिच आर गोइंग टू स्टिक विद अस, दैट वी वर नॉट एफिशिएंट इन मैनेजिंग आवर टाइम. एंड rather than
flexible, basically be flexible in terms of कुछ भी आ सकता है, and foreseeing that may lead to not completing all the tasks, and which is okay. This is just a myth of being able to multitask, meaning you're managing your time. No, it's not that way. It's only about being, so these are two separate things, effectiveness and efficiency. Okay?
Absolutely.
Efficiency is when you're doing all the things right. मतलब मैंने खाना भी अच्छा बना लिया, मैंने डांस भी अच्छा कर लिया, मैंने होमवर्क भी अच्छा कर लिया, मैंने पढ़ाई भी अच्छी कर ली. Okay? But what is effectiveness is when you do the right things at the right time. So now, for example, अगर मुझे खाना भी अच्छा बनाना आता है और मुझे डांस भी अच्छा करना आता है, now if I have to prepare dinner also and I have to prepare for a dance for an upcoming function. But अभी अगर dinner time है, उस time पे अगर मैं dance practice कर रही हूँ, if I'm not cooking for the family, तो दोनों चीजों में अच्छे होने का मतलब नहीं, if I don't know how to place those things in the right manner, in the right time period, right? So absolutely. That is where we need, that is how you're organized. मतलब क्या चीज ज्यादा जरूरी है, किस टाइम पे क्या चीज होना चाहिए. Another thing is, हो सकता है सारी चीजें जरूरी हो, बराबर हो, सारी चीजें urgent हो, सारी चीजें important हो. But always when we have like something noted down या कुछ structure है, तो होता क्या है ना, we can always take breaks. जब वो breaks हम लेते हैं, that fun part between tasks will help you rejuvenate. Actually, मतलब अगर आपने एक बहुत important urgent task कर लिया है, आप next पे जाते हो, you will stress out. भले ही आप सारी चीजों में बहुत अच्छे हो, but if there is no fun, all work and no play.
And you know, adding to that, ये break भी पता है इतना exaggerated break नहीं होता. Like there's so many studies would have shown that your maximum efficient जब आप 25 minutes के लिए काम कर रहे हो and you're taking a 5-minute break after every 25 minutes. And to add to that, you know, don't just take a break, but maybe reward yourself. You know, you've sat through for 25 minutes and you finished something. हम ये देख रहे task तो 1 घंटे का था, अभी तो 25 minutes ही हुए. But if we are taking a 5-minute break around the cycle, that, you know, when you say rejuvenate, that just kicks in. It's like हमारे phone को भी तो charging की जरूरत होती है ना. It's the same, like, you know, even we need and Instagramming or blogging or taking during that time is not harmful because you're saving yourself that time. But if you're putting off a work of 1 hour, आप उसे 2 घंटे तक खींच रहे हो, फिर बोल रहे हो चलो अब 1 घंटा मैं सिर्फ scrolling करूंगा, that is time well wasted rather than time well utilized. So it's very important to see how we are balancing. And you know, even that, there's also a huge catch in what kind of a person are you. Like there's this very interesting rock, pebble, sand technique that I have often used on myself, and I also tell a lot of people that I, you know, deal with, that, you know, it's a small thing जो बच्चे घर पे कर सकते हैं, हम घर पे कर सकते हैं. You just need a few rocks of different sizes and some sand. And you know, the bigger rocks are all the important things that you need to focus on: your family, your fun, you know, your work. Those are all the big rocks that need to go in first into your jar. And then, you know, all those smaller rocks can come in where, you know, those are the lesser important tasks, but you need to do them. And then comes all the sand जो वैसे भी अपनी जगह बना लेगा. You know, it'll find its way. So you'll find your way for Instagramming and blogging and talking on calls. But imagine you fill the jar first with sand. You're hardly left with space to fill in the rocks, right? तो आप सुबह सोचो चलो 1 घंटा सुबह खाली चिल करते हैं, फिर काम कर लेंगे. You may realize that वो 24 hours बहुत कम हो जाएंगे. But you start your day with the toughest, longest task. You may just see you have 3 hours today for doing nothing. And what works better than that? So I think these are very small things that tend to go a really long way. And they all teach us that it's important to work smart rather than work hard. And, you know, the better planner you are, the faster you're finishing, you know, your work. So absolutely.
So on that note, I remember all through my life, I've heard my dad saying, अगर सारी चीजें एक इंसान टाइम पे कर लेता है ना, तो उसके जीवन का आधा प्रॉब्लम तो सॉल्व है. So
totally.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, 30 minutes sooner is better than a minute later. Or late. I mean, you know, so it depends. मतलब आप कैसे channel out करते हो चीजें, कैसे organize करते हो. तो organize सबसे पहला चीज है. You make sure that everything is in place in terms of the entire day, or, you know, your things, your bed, your room, your cupboard, your books, your notes, everything, and everything follows then, right? So again, when you're doing all of this, then you are running the day and not the day running you.
I think one small line we can close with: organize, prioritize, and make sure you're having fun. Because otherwise, हमने पूरा दिन अगर काम करने भी manage किया, we've still not managed it well because the fun element has gone out. So organize, prioritize, have fun, and yes, that's it.